A lot of the hard part is if there's an animal we can't help. So we try our best to go above and beyond and really provide the care that an animal needs. But sometimes we have limits to what we can do. So I'm Mackenzie Shannon. I co-direct Heading Home Pet Rescue with Emily Walters. So what we do is we run the rescue. We go from processing applications, we go and get dogs from shelters. I do a lot of the more medical standpoint behind it because I also work as a veterinary assistant. Let's see if I can turn her around. These little white patches that you can see on her, it's from her heartworm treatment. So we have to give them injections and they're really painful, but in order to know which epaxillary muscle we injected it with, we shave them. So she has these cute little dots on her now.
I'm Emily Walters. I'm the other co-executive director with Kenzie. I kind of have multiple roles here as far as like my day job at Mapleview, which is obviously where Heading Home rents space from. So during the day I work at Mapleview as kind of in the kennel, still walking dogs because I love dogs. But then I also work up front as a receptionist a couple days a week at the vet clinic too.
This is a ratty puppy, so you might be nervous.
I'm being so brave. Look at all these friends. I found a cookie.
There's a lot of pet stores that have been going around in the media about supporting puppy mills. You know, unfortunately, a lot of the laws for puppy mills aren't strict enough, so they're legal sometimes. But a lot of the times, the conditions that you see there are not what you would think what a dog in a family home should have.
So I always encourage fostering and adopting rescues. And I understand that that's not always going to be what people want. And so I do just usually tell people that if you are going to look into like a breeder, that you're looking into a breeder that's responsibly breeding animals.
It's always hard when you're going to go to a puppy store and spend thousands of dollars on a puppy, but then they come with a lot of these issues. A lot of times we see puppies come with Giardia, which is like a fecal parasite that they can get that causes really bad diarrhea, and it's contagious to other animals, people as well. So we see a lot of frustrated clients from like a clinic standpoint because they just spent all this money on a puppy and they have all these issues. Well, when you're adopting, or when you're not adopting, but you're purchasing a puppy, you don't get a lot of that information on them in terms of how they do in a home, how do they do with other people. Has the shop that sells them done a lot of these testings, which most of the time they don't. So that's a risk you have to take, and you are spending a lot of money, but then you probably will be spending more money after you get the animal home. A lot of people are okay with that, other people just don't know that about that aspect.
You said stay. Growing up, like, we've always adopted all our dogs. I just think that, like, I don't know, it helps the ones that don't have homes. My name is Mallory. This is Tito. He's 2 years old. I've always had dogs growing up, and moving here, I was here for like a year, and just not having a dog was like, it was lonely and it was weird. Like, I just didn't have anyone to like take care of or like play with. One of my old roommates, her mom volunteers at a Humane Society in West Olive. They got their dog from there, and we were just like looking on their website at dogs, and Tito wasn't on there. We actually had a different one in mind to go play with, but then we saw Tito and played with him, and it was perfect. he did not want to come like inside when we first got him. He stood at the door for like 5 minutes and was like sniffing, and it took him a while to get inside. But he was scared for a little bit, kind of just like sniffing everything and like, where am I, what's going on? But the first night we were playing on the floor, and it was kind of like, I was laying on the floor trying to get him to like come and play with me and like show him like, this is where you play. And yeah, he just kind of came and like got on top of me, and now he loves to cuddle.
I'm Jordan, and this is my dog Zuri. I wanted to rescue Zuri just because I kind of struggle with like anxiety and everything. So just being able to have her with me just kind of relieves that pressure of having anxiety, I guess. I think my favorite thing about Zuri is just her endless energy, the fact that she could just play and play and play all day and just doesn't get tired. It's also kind of annoying sometimes because I want to go to bed and she just wants to play. I would 100% rather adopt a dog every single time. I always think that people are just looking for like purebreds nowadays and stuff. So a lot of like the mixed breeds and like I guess mutts don't really get as much like love and attention and stuff. I would always recommend adopting just because you can always do your part in a community. And you know, some dogs that don't get adopted, you know, end up having to get put down and stuff. And it's just really sad because that dog might be in that shelter for something that's not even their fault. That's kind of why I went that route, as opposed to like certain puppy places that, you know, sell like purebreds and stuff like that. So, what?
All I want in this whole life, a little red house and a countrywide, a picnic table out on the lawn, a couple of kids and a couple of dogs. Work all day to 5:30, a chain link fence and a gravel drive, the wind chime ringing on my front porch, a brand new carpet on every floor, and a rope swing tied around a limb of a tall oak tree. It don't sound like much, but it sure is heaven to me. Big bathtub, my bedroom, microwave, dishwasher too. The folks say hi when they pass on the street. A clean pair of socks every day of the week. A big soft chair for when I'm old. Tackle box and a fishing pole. I don't care about a fortune